Hi, welcome to everyone, wherever you're joining from. I'm really feeling the weight of everything that's happening in the world right now. And so, recognizing that when we feel overwhelmed and helpless, triggered, activated by events that are going on in the world, it can often be difficult to know how to navigate what's bubbling up to the surface for us. It can be hard to know how to feel like there's something that we can do to help ease the suffering of the world or even our own suffering. So, this offering tonight is just that it's an offering to, in some small way, hopefully put out into the world some seeds for each of us to be able to hold our own pain that we're experiencing and hold the pain of others. So, whether you are a Ukrainian, someone who has friends and family in Ukraine, someone who is being activated by seeing refugees fleeing from Ukraine because maybe you've had to flee before, maybe you have been a refugee or your family has been a refugee. If you're someone who's being triggered, re traumatized by the racism that we're seeing at the borders for Africans and other people of color who are fleeing from Ukraine. Whether you are experiencing trauma for a variety of other reasons, or you feel like something deep within you is being activated, the space is for you tonight. And it's for us to learn how to hold ourselves in kindness and compassion, and also create a vibration, a space for our love and compassion and kindness to go out into the world, because it's not just about thoughts and prayers. Those are beautiful, and I'm not downplaying those at all. But when we can really tap into the energy, the feeling of what it's like to have compassion for another human being, that feeling is something that can actually be measured outside of us. It actually goes out into the world. And I believe if everyone could cultivate and find a little bit more of that compassion for other people, that would have a palpable impact on the world. So for tonight, I invite you to find some place that's comfortable and quiet for you. You can be lying down if that feels more supportive for you tonight, or sitting. And if you're sitting, maybe trying to find a posture where your back is alert but not too stiff. Try not to slouch or lean back in a chair. We want to open up ourselves, open up the front of us, and have your hips a little bit higher than your knees. So if you want to put a pillow underneath your bottom, if you're sitting in a chair, have your feet touching the floor, or maybe have your feet on a pillow or cushion so that they're supported and not just dangling. Or you can be sitting on the floor cross-legged. I'm sitting on a meditation bench. Whatever feels comfortable and supportive for you tonight for this practice. So as you're settling into your posture, if it feels safe for you and comfortable, you can close down your eyes, allowing yourself to arrive here fully, settling into your posture. And let's all together take some inhales and exhales, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So together, take a deep inhale in through the nose, filling up the chest, the abdomen, and then exhaling gently and slowly through the mouth, inviting the body to soften and release wherever it can without trying to force it, just allowing the body to settle in. And take another deep inhale through the nose. Pausing and then exhaling slowly. Noticing if the body is wanting to settle down. And if not, that's okay. Take one more deep inhale, the deepest breath that you've taken yet today. Filling up the body with air and pausing for just a moment. And then exhaling gently, slowly, letting go, letting go. And let your breath go back to whatever's normal for you today, whatever the flow of your breath is today. Taking a moment to connect to your breath a little bit more deeply. Maybe finding a place where you notice your breath the most. That might be at the tip of your nose as the breath comes in and out, or at the back of the throat, or it could be in the chest or in the abdomen. But when you find the place where you can notice your breath the most, this place can be your anchor or your home base. And this is the place that you can return to anytime you need to find a moment of expansion on the inhale and releasing on the exhale. This anchor home base can serve as the place that you can retreat to in a moment of stress or anxiety or discomfort or pain. So, finding that place for you that can serve as your anchor or your home base. And taking a moment to rest your attention on that place, noticing how the breath comes in and out. Good. We're going to begin the practice tonight by recognizing what's bubbling up for us, taking care of ourselves first, as the metaphor goes, putting on our oxygen masks first before we can care for others. And so, right now, whatever has been coming up for you today or in the past few days, or whatever feels most present in this moment that feels challenging or difficult, I invite you to recognize that. Recognize the experience that you're having, becoming aware of it and what that's like for you. You might recognize particular thoughts you're having about the situation. You might recognize certain physical sensations or emotions that you're having. And to recognize them, to raise your awareness around them, it might help to label them or name them. And you can keep this simple. It can be as simple as naming it thought, feeling, emotion, bringing awareness to the experience that you're having right now. And then we can move to allowing this experience to be the thoughts, the emotions, the feeling, the fact of the experience itself. And by allowing it to be does not mean that we agree with what's happening, doesn't mean we condone it, doesn't mean that we just sit back and let it unfold and do nothing. By allowing, we are creating the space for what's there to be there so that we can invite ourselves to stop resisting what's happening. There's a helpful equation that can help with this allowing. It's an equation from Shinzen Young, which is that suffering equals pain times resistance. So you've recognized that there's something painful happening for you right now. And the more you resist the fact that that exists, the fact that it's happening, the more that you wish it wasn't there, the more it increases your suffering. So it's a balance between recognizing and allowing for what's there so that we're not resisting and increasing our suffering, and also taking action, whatever that action might be, to maybe stand up against a wrong that's being done, to fight for your freedom, to protect yourself. When we recognize and allow what's happening, instead of reacting from a place of resistance, we can respond more wisely and take action that's necessary. So, by allowing, we're creating space, we're easing the resistance so that we ease our internal suffering. And then we can learn how to take wise, responsive action. So once we've recognized and allowed, we can invite in a kind, gentle curiosity about, how is this for me in this moment? What's my body telling me? Am I noticing fear, a fluttering, a tightness in the jaw or chest? Do my legs feel like they want to get up and run? Or do I feel like I'm frozen? Being very curious about, what's your body telling you right now? What sensations do you notice in the body? And where do you notice those sensations? And when we can learn to recognize and allow and be very curious about the signals that the body is giving us, we can then turn to extending ourselves some nurturing compassion. And we do this not to try to force ourselves to feel better or force the pain away, because again, that's resisting. But we do this because you're a human being who deserves kindness, compassion, love, caring in your moment of pain. So, to do this, we can offer ourselves some phrases, a kind gesture, and I invite you to experiment with what might feel most comforting for you right now. Maybe it will help to think of a time when somebody comforted you. What did they say to you? How did they hold that space for you? I'll give you some phrases that it might help to whisper to yourself. And if it feels supportive, you can put a hand on your heart or on your stomach. You might even find it comforting to hold your face. You can clasp your hands together. And you might want to whisper to yourself, I'm here. I'm here. I see you. It's okay. Whatever is going on, it's okay in this moment, right now. I got you. We are supported and loved. Finding something that brings you some comfort, some compassion, some kindness. And if that seems difficult, that's okay. It's normal. Again, you can imagine someone else who maybe really loves you telling you some kind words, showing you some compassion and love. And as much as you can, allowing yourself to receive that, opening up to that kindness and compassion. And noticing, where can I feel that sense of kindness, that love, compassion in my body? And that might be difficult for you, and that's okay. You can plan an intention to want to listen to the body. Maybe even say, show me where this kindness and love and compassion is inside me. And know that if you plant that seed, you'll be able to tune into that over time. But if you can, notice, where does that feeling of receiving kindness and compassion show up for you in your body? Do you notice maybe something shifting in the chest or the abdomen? You feel expansive or lighter, warmth, tingling. And once you've connected into what it feels like to receive kindness and love and compassion for yourself, I invite you to take a deep breath, inviting that feeling to expand, infuse itself in the body. And on the exhale, letting it install and settle into all the different corners of the body. And take another inhale to invite it to expand a little bit more. And on the exhale, letting it settle into the body. And once we've cared for ourselves, extended ourselves some compassion for whatever is bubbling up for us today, then we can take the fuel of that compassion and love and kindness, and we can begin to send it out into the world. So, whatever you noticed about how that compassion feels for you, the warmth, the expansiveness, the tingling, or however you might imagine you want it to feel, imagine it radiating out from you like a beam of light that radiates out from your entire body, almost like you are a white light that is radiating out compassion and kindness and love. And imagine someone who you know, whom you really love. It could even be a pet, but someone for whom it's easy for you to extend them kindness and compassion and love. Imagining that white light of compassion extending from you to them. Landing within them just as it's landed within you. And imagining what it might be like for them to receive that compassion from you. Maybe you see a smile come across their face. And then you can leave that person or that pet wherever they are and imagine your compassion continuing to extend out. It's growing, expanding. And maybe it expands now to someone who's more of a neutral person for you, someone that you don't know all that well, but maybe you see from time to time, someone you don't have a particular feeling about one way or another. And imagine this compassion landing on them, showering them in that white light. Imagining them receiving that compassion and love and kindness from you. feeling that warmth, that energy radiating from you all the way out to this person. And now knowing that this compassion can continue to grow, that it's boundless, it's timeless, imagining it continuing to expand out in all directions through your community, your country where you live, out in all directions to the world, to the sky, to the land, to the water, the trees, the plants, to the animals we share our homes with, to the animals who run free and fly free and swim free, and to people across the world, in every country. This compassion from you radiating out, boundless and timeless throughout the world. Imagining it being sprinkled on people without them even knowing that they've received this little bit of light of compassion from you. Take a deep breath to let it grow and expand. And on the exhale, imagining it's like it's blowing out across the world. And now we can bring in some phrases, just as we did for ourselves, to all of these people that we've sent out this compassion to. The person or pet that we really love, the neutral person, all the beings in the world, and all the people in the world. And we can extend them phrases of compassion, which are wishes for their well being, their happiness. And we can gently whisper, "May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you find peace." May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you find peace. And because this compassion is boundless and timeless, it comes back to you. You're included within this white light of compassion. So, including yourself along with the person or pet you love, the neutral person, and all people and beings in the world, whispering to yourself, "May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all find peace. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all find peace." And taking another deep inhale, and on the exhale, letting the practice go. And taking a moment to notice if anything has shifted for you. And if not, that's okay. It doesn't have to. But remembering that you can always come back to your anchor, your home base, to find your breath. And now that you know how to recognize and allow for what's being activated or bubbling up for you, You can be really curious about what the body is telling you, what that feels like, and give yourself some compassion so that you can ignite that white light of compassion to send it out into the world. Thank you so much for watching, and may you all stay safe and well.